is ESPN New York Tonight. Here's Bill Daughtry.
I'm telling you, the NCAA, they're about to do it again. I can see it now. If you went to watch the U from 2002 to 2009, didn't happen. They're going to wipe it away. Watch. I mean, not a lot of that is proud anyway, but still, man, when does it ever stop? This hour of ESPN New York Tonight presented by our good friends at Plaza Toyota located on Nostrand Avenue in Brooklyn. Don't suffer at the gas pumps. Upgrade today, 1-800-919-3776. I'm just going bonkers about what happened this weekend in Houston and in Charlotte. Larry Hardesty is our Jet reporter here on ESPN New York. Houston is where the Jets lost to the Houston Texans by a score of 20-16. I told you what I took away from the game. Let me see what our Jet reporter Larry Hardesty took away from the game as he joins us on ESPN New York Tonight. What's up?
Hey, Bill. How are you?
I'm doing great. I think the Jets, Larry, they may have found a real backup quarterback, a guy, not just a mentor, the starter, but a guy who could actually play if called upon in a tough spot.
Provided they find an offensive line for him to play behind.
Well, he's playing behind the 59th string now. Come on.
But here's the problem, Bill, and we'll talk about McElroy in a second. Here's the issue. The issue is that they were looking for offensive linemen for depth because once Wayne Hunter moved up to replace Damian Woody, there now is a spot that's open. And Rob Turner, of course, is a reserve, and so there's another spot opposite him. Now that he's injured, now they're really looking for two spots. And you and I had talked before, and I told you that Rex Ryan was very concerned about the reserves on the offensive line. And we were talking about Vladimir Dukas. And last night we saw
he was awful.
He's not ready. He's not close to being ready. As a matter of fact, indirectly, he was part of the reason why Rob Turner got injured. So that's a concern. Look, the McElroy showed some things. They like him. He has shown, once he's settled down, he's shown that he can make some passes. He's shown that he can grow. And that's what they like about him. They like his pedigree. They like what he did in college. He doesn't have a rocket arm. There's no question about that. But he's got some movement in the pocket. He just has to work on his clock. Otherwise, it's going to be stopped. but he played, considering all the circumstances, he played well last night.
Well, you really get what you deserve in these games, be they preseason, regular season, or whatever. And Michael Campbell dropping that ball in the end zone, I mean, to me, that's the killer shot right there, because that just supersedes a lot of other stuff that could have happened if they had won this game with that catch. But because they didn't, well, the whole team's going to get tortured for a few days now.
Oh, yeah, no question. And that film on the offensive line is going to be fun tomorrow morning. You can bet that. You can bet they're going to be there for a while. But, yeah, and what you understand is if you're Michael Campbell, those are the catches you have to make when you're trying to make this football team or any football team. When you're out there with the game on the line and the kid put the ball in the right spot.
Hit him right in the hands.
You couldn't have given it to him any better. So that was one of the things we took away from it. Also, Bill, Bilal Powell, we also took him away, and he looks very good. I talked to a couple of ex-running backs today, one you know very well, and they were saying, you know what, they liked the way he head up through the slow to the hole and then burst through it, which gives your offensive line a chance to make the hole. You go where it's supposed to be, and then you burst through it. They liked the way his movement, he head up all the time. So there were some things about Mr. Powell that they liked as well.
Jet reporter Larry Hardesty joining me on ESPN New York. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, Sean Green had one carry for 19 yards in that football game. And again, he let the play develop, and he just took it right off the right side, right off the tackle, and had a nice gain downfield. And we've had this conversation before about, is this the year that he emerges as the true go-to guy? I get it that LT is around, but does he make LaDainian Tomlinson even more of a specialist this year?
Yeah, I think he does, and that's what the Jets are hoping. And I think you already saw the difference with him last year. He came in, Bill, he's lighter than he came to camp last year. And it's enabled him to keep his balance, where last year he had runs like that, but he would lose his balance and instead of the 19-yard gain that you alluded to, it would be maybe 7 or 8 yards because he would get tripped up or he would lose his balance. But he had good balance last night, head up, as you said, waited for the play to develop, and went through the hole. As far as running, the offensive line blocked pretty good for the run. It was the pass situations that they had trouble with. But no, Sean Green played well last night, as did the tight end. A couple of tight ends played very well last night. So I think that, you're finding you're looking at some folks and you're seeing that there are some good talent and some talented depth on this football team. It's just that the offensive line is going to be the thing that people take away.
Cumberland and Baker, I guess, are the two guys you're talking about last night who did
absolutely
step up. I don't want to say I was surprised, but it was nice to see. I mean, it was basic stuff working to the slot, but it seems that Sanchez didn't have any problem getting the ball to Derek Mason, nor did he have any problems getting the ball to Santonio Holmes. They were on time with their moves, with the throws and the catches.
Yes, and that's what you like to see, especially with Mason, considering he's been in camp, a week and a day, and they're building a relationship, and that's what you want to see. Santonio Holmes, obviously, he knows him well. They're just going to try to further their relationship. Hopefully tomorrow, Plexico Burris will get on the practice field, and that will help him out even further. But still, Bill, once again, they got in the red zone and had to settle for 3, and that's the thing that really is the big focus on this Jet team offensively. When they get into the red zone, they have to get into the end zone. That's why Tom Moore is here as a consultant, for them to be more versatile. That's why they added the weapons, obviously Plexico Burris, Mason. Hopefully it will free up some things for Dustin Keller where he can be able to make it into the end zone. So getting into the end zone is the major thing for this Jet offense this season.
Larry Hardesty, give me an injury update on Bart Scott. We already talked about Turner, who has the broken leg, but Bart Scott, he got piled on, rolled up on early in this football game, left with a limp. It did not look good. It looked like that knee hyperextended at the very least.
Yeah, it did, and the Jets haven't given a full synopsis on what's wrong with him yet. We'll find out tomorrow with him as well. But no, it did not look good. He came out. He was on the sidelines on his, standing on it, which is a good thing. But we'll get a better idea if he's out of practice tomorrow.
Talk about the Jet defense overall, what you saw. Talk